Hey, happy Friday to you. Young man recently contacted me. Says, well man, I want to do bare metal foil like you do. So we sat down, we talked, Jake and I talked about this. And as always, we start off with what you're going to need. And this is what I use. Very first thing, scalpel blades. Okay. Let me see here. Here it is. Yeah. This is what you end up with. Okay. Best thing to do, take the blade. Yeah, why not? This one's getting a little old anyways. Be very careful with these things. Okay. First things first. These are made by Squadron. $20. I forget how many blades. I think you get 20 blades. Yes, I'm lying. 25. Alright, first things first. I'm going to take this. It says peel. And I then take a pair of side cutters. Clip it. Okay, so we got that and that. Now, the very first thing you want to do, and this is to prevent accidents, because sometimes people have a tendency to push down on the garbage to make more room, and somebody gets cut. And these things are wicked. Yes, they are surgical blades. So put it back in, fold it over, into the trash it goes. Now, clipped off, slide it in, tighten it down, and you're good. Now, another trick too is you take magic marker, black one, and you blacken the blade. Why are you doing that? And that way, when you're using it and you're tracing along, you can follow it a lot easier. Okay? Okay. That's number one. We got the cutting edge. Number two, ye old Q-tips. Okay? And the rest of it. Now, these are made by Tamiya. Okay? These, which is the 260s, I do use to a certain extent. They're more along the lines of what these are. Okay? The difference is these don't shed. They don't have the little fluffies going on all over the place. This you use for overall, and these you step up. Start off with these, burnish it down, and then you've got the 105s. Yeah, okay. we lost the lid, and this is the 106 and the 107. Okay. Now, very first thing you have to do after your prep work, your paint work, everything else like that, you have to plan this out. Okay. Usually the best place to start is up on the top and work your way down, because you want to keep your hands away, and that way you're not pushing and pulling at this. Now, as of late, there's been some complaints about bare metal foil not sticking, and a buddy of mine by the name of Mike Sorbo, he and I were discussing this. He said, you know what I'm going to try? He said, I'm going to try a hair dryer on this. And lo and behold, it works. So take your hair dryer, you cut your piece, heat it up with the hair dryer, peel it, lay it down, and go across with it. Now, for those of you that want the in-depth and follow through, we covered this on the tips and tricks. And there's 5.5 hours on the disc of how-tos all the way across the board. You can watch me do it. It's right over my right shoulder. Now there's some that would argue with me about the validity of bare metal foil as compared to the pens, etc., etc. A gentleman asked me a question the other day. He said, have you ever used All-Clad? I have not. I've got buddies that do it. I prefer the bare metal foil. Using the scalpel blade as compared to using this, okay, I mean, there's a discernible difference. This is a standard number 11. This is a number 11 surgical. Now with this, as you trace along, it's just lightly. It's just a whisper touch, okay? And that way, you get a nice, clean, sharp cut. You peel it off, you burnish it back down. Now let's go back to the All-Clad. You have to tape your entire body off. You have to shoot it with shoot it with gloss black. Then you have to go back over it with the All-Clad. Do I use All-Clad? Absolutely. I use a lot of it for my chrome work. But I just think that it would be, first off, it's labor intensive. Secondly, I should say, it leaves too much room for Murphy to move into the room. If you miss a spot with the tape, whatever, it's not straight. When you peel it, you know, you're going to have some marks on your paint. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Bare metal foil is very easy to use. The thing of it is you have to be patient and you have to practice with it, and you have to plan it out. A lot of people will try to go over an entire, say on a 57 Chevy, they want to lay up one piece down. No, you just go and do it piecemeal. And this is just, you know, my suggestions as to what to start off with. You can't go wrong with using the surgical blade. You certainly can't go wrong using these. And by doing so, you're making the job a lot easier. When you lay your first piece down, if you're doing like a side script, you want a flat, you want to go with the flat. You want to make sure that if there's an indentation on the chrome work, you want to make sure that that area you get down in and make sure that that's in. Then you work your way over, top and bottom, roll it, and then take your smaller of the applicators and make sure you trace it in. So I'm hoping this helps. We're going to end up going a little bit more in depth on this, but I just wanted to stop in. Young man asked the question, and it was just the other day, so we figured, hey, we'd touch on it. And I'm going to go a little bit in depth on this, just show the little do's and don'ts with this as the next episode or so. We'll see how long this lasts. So until the next time, this is the old man and Jake from Lone Wolf Custom Painting. Happy Friday to you. God bless, and we'll see you next week.